amazing. What you're looking at is a photograph that could have been taken at my farm. I had to do some hardscaping with large boulders that I had brought in because I was having major erosion on a hillside. And I was talking to both Stephanie and Devin's father and said, what can I plant that's going to look right between these big boulders? And he said, I got it for you. Rock crystal, succulents. And I've got to tell you, it's actually my favorite garden spot on the entire property. And Stephanie, Devin, I've got to admit, once I did the initial planting and watering in, I literally have not touched these plants since I put them in the ground in the spring. And they have thrived. We tend to decorate with death here in America in terms of gardening. We use mulch, which is chopped up dead trees. If you live south, they do it with pine needles. This becomes the perfect ground cover. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous plant to be used in large pots or for, in my case, erosion control. And I love that you were able to bring us so many colors this year because we haven't been able to do that in years gone by.
It's true. You know, Dan, I love this rock crystal ice plant. It is one of my favorite problem solvers in the garden. Like my sister, I love color. I'm obsessed with color because it really changes your mood. But I like color in a way that is kind of easy and efficient. I like to solve problems around the garden.
Yeah.
And one of my problems that I have is I have a lot of areas which require a lot of mulch in my garden. So, how do you solve the problem of mulch every single spring and summer for the rest of your life? Well, you plant good ground covers. And ice plant is one of the best because not only is it going to start to replace the need for that mulch, you literally just plant it in those beds of mulch that you have from last year, and they create this wonderful blanketed effect of this succulent evergreen foliage. Here in Pennsylvania, like you were saying, out here at this town, at our townhouse here, our ice plant is still evergreen right now at this moment.
Yeah.
And it remains evergreen all year round. But with this succulent evergreen foliage, it's also going to smother the weeds.
Right.
So you're not out picking those weeds all summer long. You're actually out probably, drinking a little lemonade on your back porch, a little lemon peony.
Yep.
But all the while, you're doing so with a plant that can handle drought. It can handle hot, sunny conditions. It's super winter hardy. It looks tropical, but you can grow it in Indiana. You can grow it in Vermont, Massachusetts. It can handle the winters. And look at how it spreads in the garden. They started to plant the ice plant in, replacing that mulch, and it's slowly creeping and crawling, covering all of those areas.
Yeah, Dan, I actually placed ice plant in the backyard of my home in California because when I'm here, I rent my house out. But I don't want to have this elaborate garden that's going to need a lot of tending to. So I planted about 15 sets of this ice plant.
Yep.
And I kid you not, it is stunning. My tenants send me photos. They're like, oh my goodness, what are these brightly colored plants on the ground? And I'm like, this is the ice plant doing its job. It's gorgeous. It's maintenance free and it replaces the mulch. Now I never have to go out and do that, hard work of laying mulch every spring.
And each year you can expect that one plant, and keep in mind you're getting 6, one plant will grow out about 1 foot by 1 foot.
Right.
So you're getting about 6 feet of coverage on this. Last year, the way that we sold this, we sold them what we called hot and cool, because there are 6 colors of this distinctive ice plant that are so hardy. But the red, the orange, and the yellow we deemed as hot. In the cool, it was the pink, the white, and the purple. And you had to select whether you wanted one or the other. This year is wonderful that we're combining all 6 together in one set, because you can blend them all in one garden area, or you can separate them. I chose to separate them. And in my particular garden, I have the red, the orange, and the yellow. And I'm on a working livestock farm. I have sheep that walk across this stuff, and it doesn't trample them down. It doesn't kill them. It's amazing. It really is one of the simplest plants to maintain.
It is, and it really is an awesome. It's really sweet that we were able to offer all 6 colors in every single collection. So everyone that orders this collection is going to receive a beautiful tray like this with 6 individually planted plants that you just go pop out into the garden. You space them about 1 foot apart from one another, and they'll elegantly kind of grow into one another, creating that thick, dense mat. The only thing you need to consider is not if you want to select one, it's how many you want
Yep.
to get to
Mm-hmm.
fill out an area of your garden. If you have like a 12-foot border, consider getting two.
Two
Or
sets.
if you want
Right.
to fill out both sides of the border, consider getting 4 collections. This is a plant that works for you. I'm telling you, it's so easy. All you got to do is get it in the ground, water it the first season, like all baby plants,
Mm-hmm.
and then they just start to take care of themselves, just the way we like. They're very self-sufficient. They're like me when I was a
Oh
young
gosh.
lad.
A hardy kid, huh? Well, listen, again, if my viewers at home, if you've got $100 to spend on unique landscaping, put all of it into this package and buy 4 of those sets, because they will transform your property. Out west, people in Arizona, they know their succulents very, very well. Out here on the East Coast, they're still a little bit new to the marketplace, and the Roberta's brand name and the Walline family have been absolute leaders in bringing us the most successful succulents. So we're talking about brighter colors you don't
Yeah.
find at garden centers. So when you plant these in your yard becomes unique. And I don't put mulch down anymore. I was bringing mulch in by truckloads. I don't have to. So that's one less expense in the spring. And there's nothing like going out in your front yard in February when there's still snow and seeing those pops of color from underneath the snow, because they stay vibrant throughout the entire year.
Yeah, and this is a plant, it doesn't care about the type of soil you plant it in. If you have really rocky, poor soil, it's going to do absolutely perfectly. I love seeing them kind of growing on slopes, hanging over a retaining wall,
Mm-hmm.
rock gardens. They are beautiful. But in terms of ground covers, most ground covers aren't going to produce any flowers whatsoever.
Right.
They're just pure greenery, or they're dead like mulch. But this is a ground cover that produces beautiful, vibrant, jewel-colored flowers for up to 4 solid months. There are other varieties of ice plant out there, but this rock crystal is the premier. You won't find the rock crystal ice plant for this value at anywhere else delivered to your door. It is an exceptional opportunity to get a few of these collections because they have bigger flowers that last longer. They can handle the worst conditions. They're effortless, and they are a true problem solver, slowly replacing that mulch and eliminating weeding as well as the erosion, like you were saying at your farm.
Yeah, I've seen succulents where the flowers are smaller than a dime. They're tiny. These are
tiny.
like silver dollars and bigger. So
Yep.
you see them from a greater distance. They are perfect in almost every setting. And on the usual zone map, these do well all the way down south, all the way up north. If you live in an area where your garden hose won't get to a plant, then plant a succulent. Because you had one of the little tuberoids in your fingers. When you squeeze them, they go poop and they burst with water. So
Yeah,
they're
you
like
can
little
just see.
camels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're full of water, so you don't have to go out there with your hose. Plant them where the hose won't reach. And Dan, like you were saying, I wanted to, emphasize the point that these might look sort of tropical, but these are super winter hardy. So absolutely anyone in the country can grow these, and you don't have to lay the mulch anymore. You can plant a few collections of the ice plant and then just let Mother Nature and the ice plant do their thing year in and year out.
All right. When we say unique and exotic, these are Durban